So hello and welcome to week 2 of English 206. This is our second session and it's a Q&A session, of course, because we're not going to be doing much other than answering some questions and seeing if you have any questions, if there is anything that is unclear in regards to the course. Okay, so first of all, I just have an announcement to make. So in exactly 1 month, March 4, I might not be available for the Q&A session because I have something that spans from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, so I might not be able to make it here on time and I might be just flat out exhausted. So we'll discuss this closer to the time, but I just wanted to let you know ahead of time just in case you have like you can mark it down on your own calendars. So for this week, which is week 2, you are supposed to do 2 things. Learn a little bit about technical writing and how it applies to you and your work. For that purpose, I have recorded a short video, tried to make it as short as possible for you, that is on the course's LMS, which is the Moodle page. And I also want us to get to know one another. We did that somehow last week, but we really need to know one another because we're going to be dividing ourselves up into groups very soon. We somehow have this like natural division in that we have so many people who are majoring or who are not just majoring in engineering, but have like the same specialty, like architecture, mechanical engineering, etc. So we are somehow falling into these natural groups, but yeah, we need to acquaint ourselves with one another so that we can work together later on. Because when it comes to engineering, especially when it comes to engineering and writing, we cannot do the work alone. It has to be done in a group. Usually the team is working on something and they come up with the ideas and they do the research together and they do the reporting together. So whether in this course or later on, whether you're doing it for one of your engineering courses or later on in the job or on the job, you have to be working with other people. So it's time to start doing it from now. So it's very important that we get to know one another. And this is why I've asked you to record short introductory videos of yourselves, 30 seconds or shorter. Send it to the WhatsApp group. Tell us your name, your major, which year you're in, who did you take your English 203 with, and if you have a favorite hobby, an activity, or some food, or if you have a pet animal, you can always share that with us. And so far, I've been, the videos I got were spot on, very helpful, and getting to know who you are, like associating or putting a face to the name. The other thing that I want you to do is go over this video and post your response to this video, no more than 100 words. So 100 words is like very short. You can always do the word count on Word. Like, so if you open up a Word document and you type there, you can see the word count, and then you can copy paste it to the forum. This is where you're going to be posting it in the discussion forum. So far I have 15 posts. I'm very excited about them, but I want to read them all like at once in a sense, and I will respond to you as well. In your responses to your peers, you just pick 2 posts and you respond to them. Each response should be no more than 50 words, which is a very short response. And I want you to answer, like, reflect on what you thought. I want you to react to the experiences of your peers and point out maybe similarities or differences with your experiences. So this tells you exactly what you need to do over here. And this is for week 2. So week 2 is still very light on work. Things are not going to get much more hectic in the sense that because we're going to be divided up into groups, things will be fairly simple for you moving forward, inshallah. If you have any difficulties, then we can address them. Just to go a little bit like in brief over week 3. Week 3, we start planning for our project, which is the IBDA project. And I'll tell you about it in a second. What I want you to do is do these 3 things. Don't take a look at this and say, oh my God, this is too much work. No, no, no. This is just an explanation of what IBDA is. And this is what you have to do. Go over how to analyze audience. And I did not record a video for that because I know you can browse the handout quickly and get the gist of it. So I don't want you to really like spend a lot of time on it. And this is the handout. So I want you to skim and scan it and get the gist of out of it. Like, how do you analyze audience, purpose, and occasion? This is something you need to know, but you don't need to know like you don't need to memorize the handout. That's why I didn't record a video for it. I do want you to watch the video on how to collaborate on projects. This is a short video. You will notice that most of my videos are 8 to 10 minutes tops. I do not record anything that is crazy long, not crazy, crazy long. So they're usually kept short because I know that your attention span is very, very short. And usually the most effective messages are the ones that are on the shorter end, which means that you can get the idea in just a few minutes. So this is also a very short video. I think it's like something like 5 minutes or so, maybe less. And follow the link to the Google Doc to indicate who your group members are. Pick a name for your group and a theme that is related to your area of expertise. Before we do that, we might talk a little bit about that on the WhatsApp group, because I would like you to divide yourselves up based on your major. So if your major is architecture, or if your specialty is architecture, I want you to work together. That will make things much, much easier because you will pick an architecture project to work on. If you are a mechanical group of mechanical engineering students, you will pick a mechanical engineering project to work on. The work this week is light but very important, and you're setting the foundation for all your future work. Remember, this is a collaboration and not a chance to burden others with your responsibilities. So I really want you to work on this together. I have over here the link to the group, the Google Doc, and it's already there and set up. And those are the sources that you need to go over. Now, what is IBDA? I might invite somebody from IBDA, from the organizing committee of IBDA, who are usually students, just like you, engineering students, to join us and talk a little bit about IBDA. But IBDA has been going on for over 10 years, and it is a lovely project. So every spring semester, IBDA organizes a poster conference for students. What is a poster conference? A poster conference is a conference where you present your work, your research work, or entrepreneurial work, or artistic work, or business work, whatever it is. It is organized by the Nature Conservation Center at AUB, and it's also organized by a group of students. When we say a poster conference, this means that you are presenting, instead of just like standing up in front of a group of people behind a podium to present your work, you're presenting it in a poster, or your work is on a poster, which is typical of all conferences around the world. At every single conference around the world, you have a segment, or you have an area designated for poster presentations. And it's very important for you to start learning how you do these, because you will be doing this in the future in your line of work, where you will be presenting your work in a poster. So for that, we will learn how to do a few things. We'll learn how to do the research, how to organize our research, how to pull our research together, how to write a report, a feasibility analytical report, and everything that goes into the writing of this report. But instead of just doing this for this course, where I am your only audience, you're going to be doing it for the IBDA conference. which is great because during Ibda, so many people participate. I mean, I know this year we have it done virtually, but still, it could still be as important. We have entrepreneurs, we have business owners, CEOs, we have like we have professors from around AUB, we have investors, we have a lot of people, and we also have a jury. And in a sense, it's not supposed to be a competition, but there is a jury comes that usually says, okay, you know what, this is a winning project, we need to award them with a prize. And I remember the prizes used were like uh, money or something like big. So it's always very good if you win something. If you don't win, it's not about that, it's about the participation. um what else? So IBDA, as I said, happens every spring semester. Used to take place at AUB. We used to have the physical posters printed out and presented, where you have to present your posters. So you're learning not just how to prepare for this research project, but also how to design a poster, how to give a presentation. So you're learning a lot of skills in this course. And as I said before, your audience is everybody else, not just me. And we have participants from all over Lebanon. So we have different participating universities and professors from around Lebanon who join with their students. And so it's usually huge. Like we have sometimes something like around 900 participants. I don't know this year how many participants we will have. So it is a big deal. It's really cool. It's very exciting. This year, uh, IBDAع partnered with Khaddit Beirut. I don't know if you've heard about them. This is an academic unit, in a sense, comprised of different professors from around Lebanon, especially AUB, that is basically working on rebuilding Beirut. Uh, just like Ibda and just like the Nature Conservation Center and just like the Khaddit Beirut, they all three of them were started by Dr. Najat Saliba. If you don't know who Dr. Najat Saliba is, you should acquaint yourself with her. She's the person who won Scientist of the Year 2 years ago um, uh, in Europe. I think they awarded her something like 100,000 euros, and she's using that for her research. She's a brilliant, brilliant human being, and she does a lot of work for students. So I'm going to stop for a second just to see if you have any questions, because I tend to talk fast sometimes, and I have to remind myself that you have questions. Questions? No? Okay. You can always react to me in the chat, by the way, so I don't feel like I'm speaking into a void. Thank you. Oh, you took a course with her. Okay, yeah, she is amazing. Great. Thank you, Tatiana. You're taking one now? Okay, so is she making you work on Ibda as well, Yara? Okay. What she and I have agreed to do in the past is that we join the project. So instead of you working on two projects, you can report. Yeah, she is the head of the NCC. You can report or use this course to do the write-up for whatever you're doing in her class. Okay, so we'll talk more about this on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so you have to develop a project within the fields of heritage conservation, engineering, community health, environment, maybe a small to medium business report, arts, or education. And so what we're working on this year is thinking about Beirut post August 4 and how can we rebuild it. Lovely, lovely project. And it coincides with the 9-month anniversary. So they're thinking of it as the rebirthing of Beirut. because hopefully it'll be 9 months after August 4, and it'll bring about some much needed change. Uh, this project is very close to everybody's heart, and I know it's going to be challenging to be working on this, especially if you have been directly affected by the explosion. But this is a chance for us to direct our energies into something that is fruitful and productive. And so if you are an architecture student, if you are a group of architecture students, you're thinking maybe, how do I do a project that encourages or preserves uh, the heritage of the area that was affected, or Beirut in general? You can work on maybe any engineering project that you wish. It doesn't have to be just architecture. If you're an architecture student, work on something that will be beneficial for you later on, something that you can add to your portfolio, something that you can showcase later on, especially if it's a poster. It will be very, very important for you um, later on for your portfolio. So so this is what we will start working towards. This doesn't mean that this is all we're doing, that this is just a poster. No, no, no. We're going to go, we're going to learn how to do technical writing, but at the same time, we're keeping that in mind. So whether we're writing a proposal, whether we are writing a progress report, whatever we're writing, whatever kind of research that we're writing, it has one theme, but we're learning all these technical writing things um, within this class, right? So, but it's not just isolated things. It's something that you will use towards the final project. Okay, this is regarding week 3. Do you have any questions? Somebody has something in the chat. Everything is clear? Great. Okay. Awesome. If you have any questions, you can either type them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask. Anything at all? I'm going to pause the recording.